Many families assume that once a will is signed, its instructions are final. In reality, a will can be contested under Vietnamese law. Particularly in cross-border inheritance cases, disputes are not uncommon. Inheritance disputes often arise from exclusion of heirs, unequal distribution, second marriages, or complex asset structures. In multinational families, jurisdictional uncertainty amplifies tension. Legal challenge becomes a strategic tool. Individuals whose rights or interests are directly affected may challenge a will. This typically includes statutory heirs such as spouses, children, or parents of the deceased. Foreign nationality does not remove standing. A will may be challenged if, at the time of execution, the testator was not of sound mind and lacked legal capacity as required under the Civil Code. Vietnamese law requires the testator to be mentally competent and acting voluntarily. Serious illness alone is insufficient. The issue is legal capacity at the moment of signing. Medical and documentary evidence often become decisive. A will may be challenged if it was executed under coercion, deception, or manipulation. Courts examine whether the testator acted freely and voluntarily. Evidence of pressure may invalidate the document. Vietnamese law prescribes specific formal requirements depending on the type of will: handwritten, witnessed, notarized, or oral. Missing signatures, improper witnessing, or failure to meet statutory conditions may render a will invalid. Formal compliance is a substantive legal requirement, not a technicality. Allegations of forgery or falsification are serious grounds for contest. Forensic examination may be required. Burden of proof lies with the challenging party. If a will violates compulsory heir protections under the Civil Code, protected heirs may request judicial adjustment. Courts typically preserve the will where possible but modify distribution to ensure statutory minimum shares are respected. Mandatory inheritance rules limit testamentary discretion. Disputes often arise when multiple wills exist across jurisdictions. Questions of revocation, amendment, and chronological priority may surface. Cross-border estates increase complexity. For inheritance disputes involving a movable property located in Vietnam, Vietnamese courts have exclusive jurisdiction. For other assets, jurisdiction is determined by asset location or the residence of the parties in accordance with the Civil Procedure Code. Foreign probate decisions do not eliminate domestic judicial authority. A contesting party must file a civil lawsuit with the competent Vietnamese court. Supporting evidence must be submitted, including copies of the will, civil status documents, and proof of heirship. Legalized foreign documents require certified translation. The party challenging the will bears the burden of proving invalidity. Mere dissatisfaction with distribution is insufficient. Courts require substantive legal grounds. Inheritance disputes can extend for months or longer depending on complexity. Cross-border elements such as document legalization and foreign evidence add delay. Asset transfer may remain suspended during proceedings. Upon request by a party, Vietnamese courts may order interim measures to preserve disputed assets during litigation. Such measures are not automatic and may require security or evidentiary justification. These orders prevent transfer or alteration of contested property while the case is pending. Vietnamese courts encourage conciliation before issuing judgment. Many inheritance disputes settle through negotiated compromise. Structured dialogue can preserve estate value. Contested wills involving real estate or company shares may disrupt registration updates and governance. Business operations may be affected. Succession planning should anticipate this risk. If part of the estate is located abroad, parallel proceedings may occur in foreign jurisdictions. Inconsistent outcomes create enforcement challenges. Coordination between legal teams is essential. Clear drafting, compliance with formalities, and medical certification at execution reduce contest risk. Where compulsory heirs exist, structured allocation mitigates challenge probability. Preventive alignment is more efficient than litigation. If you believe a will affecting Vietnamese assets is invalid, legal recourse is available. However, grounds must be specific and supported by evidence. Procedural compliance is decisive. Contesting a will in Vietnam requires defined legal grounds and adherence to civil procedure. Courts evaluate capacity, formal validity, and statutory protections. In cross-border estates, complexity multiplies. Structured planning reduces the likelihood that inheritance becomes litigation. If you are considering challenging a will affecting assets in Vietnam, understand that success depends on defined statutory grounds and procedural precision. Disputes must be built on evidence, not dissatisfaction. Whether you are protecting compulsory heir rights, questioning formal validity, or managing cross-border probate conflict, early legal strategy is decisive. To assess your position under Vietnamese inheritance law, contact LTS Law at lts.com.vn for structured litigation guidance. In inheritance disputes, preparation determines outcome long before judgment is issued.